Alexander from Russia says that he has been living in the same apartment for over 3 years now, when suddenly strange and inexplicable paranormal events started occurring inside his house, such as loud sounds that woke him up at midnight. Objects in the house were moving around by themselves, and on one horrid night, something laughed at him while squeezing his wrist in the middle of the night. But as he broke free and searched the entire room, he found nothing, and says that the activity has been increasing every day, so he decided to move, but first sets up a camera on the last day to explain what has been going on, and to see what he captures before he leaves.
Я сразу же вскочил, включил свет. Это не может не напугать. Просто знакомый звук. Изредка я услышал, похож.
Something is moving in the apartment, and Alex thinks it could be the kitchen cabinet, and leaves for 2 hours to meet a friend.
Алло? Да, сейчас приеду, ага. Давай.
He then turns off the light and leaves. When he returns and reviews the footage, he decides that the quality wasn't good enough. So he goes to sleep and stays one more night. But this time, he leaves the camera recording in the light, and what he manages to capture is quite chilling. After returning home, Alex is shocked to find his camera in a completely different position, when all of a sudden, something completely horrifying happens.
Я смотрю, у нас сегодня рыбный день. Охереть вообще. Что там осталось? Слушай, ну вообще жесть. Ну что могу сказать? Это был последний день, поэтому мы уже... Блядь! О, до усрачки. Это можно вообще... О, блядь.
A creepy pair of legs just appear behind Alex at the entrance of the room. The legs seem to have no torso and quickly disappear in an instant as he is startled by its presence.
In 2021, a thread was posted to r/RBI, and the title simply read, "Video proof, upstairs neighbor stalks me." The post would then go on to give a bit of context to the whole situation. I can't even begin to describe how unbelievable and frightening this situation is. It started shortly after I moved into my apartment on September 1st of 2020. My therapist picked up on the fact that I seemed uneasy and asked if I felt safe. At the time, I hadn't tuned into my surroundings much, but realized she was right and I hadn't been relaxing. I'd soon learn why. Inexplicably, my neighbor above would follow me room to room and hover over me. For example, if I'm in my bedroom, she will already be in the room above it. If I get up to go to the kitchen, she will tail behind me seconds after. If I go back to my room, she will do the same, sometimes stomping. She's literally my shadow. For the first few months, she did this nearly every single time I got up to do something, even during my more intimate moments, like taking a shower or using the bathroom. She would then go on to explain how, although she never doubted her observations, she did take a psychological eval to rule out onset schizophrenia. In addition, she suspected that there could be hidden cameras around her apartment, and this would make her even more paranoid than she already was. Take a look. At this point, Redditors began pouring into the thread, giving the OP validation for her concerns and advice on what to do, while others led with skepticism, telling her that she's likely not getting enough sleep, or that she was simply just being paranoid. Now, whether or not this was genuine stalking or just simply paranoia, the only real evidence she had was what she recorded with her cell phone. Now, despite a thorough search, no cameras were ever discovered, and no confession was ever made. But the OP did claim that she took her neighbor to court for stalking. However, she said the judge denied the order for two reasons. One, she couldn't prove a motive, and two, she did claim that her roommate might have been the one harassing her. So was this just a case of someone suffering from fear and isolation, Or was it something more genuine?
Have a strange video, unexplained encounter, or mysterious photo? Send it to the archives. Your submission may be featured in a future video.
On one night, they captured something creepy on camera, which nobody was expecting. Watch closely. The night vision camera in the room captures a strange black shadow that looks like it enters the room and drops down before disappearing. And then some fingers can be seen pressing onto the side of the bed, as if they were trying to climb up. What makes this seem even more genuine is that when the father wakes up after hearing a sound and looks over to the crib, the hand quickly retracts and descends back into the darkness. Now, after these creepy incidents, the parents decided to let little Ren sleep with them, out of fear for her safety, but it appears that didn't stop the activity from occurring. The crib looks like it's alive and breathing or pulsating, and even moves by itself. Many viewers suggested that the whole crib itself has an entity attached to it, while the others believe that there is something attached to the baby. So they decide to stick a camera in another angle to see underneath. And this is what they captured. A pair of hands with long fingers can be seen before they quickly disappear into what is meant to be a flat space. What's worse is that a creepy face seems to manifest out of nowhere, and you can clearly see the glowing eyes and the nose before it vanishes. Then a few seconds later, one of the parents comes in, and we can see that the crawl space just barely reaches their ankles. So it would be extremely hard for someone to be hiding underneath, and it's also cluttered with objects. After a few days of Ren sleeping with her parents, nothing seemed to happen, and they assumed it was safe to let little May return to her bed once again, which turned out to be a big mistake. This time, a shadow silhouette of a person rises up against the wall right beside the crib and quickly grows bigger, and then the same creepy hands can be seen reaching out and moving the mattress. The family has no idea what they have been seeing or what's going on inside their home, but hopefully they decide to watch Little Wren closely before something truly sinister happens.
I'm gonna say goodbye now.
What?
There's nothing more that I can do now.
In December of 2024, a woman named Lindsay uploaded footage recorded outside of her home late at night. Now, Lindsay lives alone and quickly dialed 911, but the reason this footage quickly spread online was not due to the man outside. It was due to the emergency call playing in the background, because as the camera continued recording, you can hear Lindsay pleading with the dispatch to send police.
There is nobody outside.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm looking at him right now. Can they drive by it again, or
No,
did they get
ma'am,
the wrong house?
they're not gonna come by again.
What?
They said they've come by and there's nobody out there, ma'am.
Oh, but they didn't come to the right place.
They did.
I don't understand why they can't drive by again.
Ma'am, officer has already come out there.
Why didn't he knock on my door or talk to me or any of that?
Ma'am, I can't answer those questions because I'm not an officer. All I can tell you
Can
is
you
he
talk?
came out there.
Can you talk to the officer?
I did already, ma'am. That's how I know he
What
came
did he
to the
say
house.
exactly? Did he pass a
There's
red
nobody.
house?
Ma'am, there's nobody there.
He was standing in the doorway.
Ma'am?
I don't.
Hello? Ma'am?
So I've got this strange man walking around my house, and y'all aren't gonna help me. He's coming up to my porch again.
Ma'am?
What?
I'm gonna say goodbye now.
What?
There's nothing more that I can do, ma'am. All right?
don't
You have a good night.
The masked man was still outside, and the dispatcher didn't even believe her, and Lindsay would describe how she had never felt more helpless. Lindsay would then call her father, who would immediately hop in the car and dial 911. Minutes later, police would then come back to Lindsay's house, where they would find the man and get a handle on the situation.
Well, he said that he was talking to a girl that said, meet him behind the hot spot.
I think it was kind of something.
Well, I mean, he was clean. I think he was trying to meet a girl and
No, that's
somebody's messing with him.
Thank you. I just wasn't comfortable.
However, viewers of this video were appalled by Spartanburg 911's dispatcher, so much so that they needed to make a statement in which they announced their regret for this situation and that it would be formally investigated. They would then acknowledge that the way the call was handled did not reflect the agency's policies, compassion, or core values, and claimed that the dispatcher did in fact call police back to the residence, but did not relay that to the caller. And in their final update, Spartanburg 911 said it would not take matters lightly and would implement measures intended to prevent a similar incident from happening again.